Hello and welcome back to my Let's Play of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. We recently obtained a new character to play, Grant the Nasty. Grant the Nasty is pretty cool. He can climb on tiles like a spider, and he can chuck his spears like a lance. Grant's a great character. He makes this game very fun and very breakable if you know what you're doing. Besides being able to climb on tiles like Spider-Man or being able to throw daggers, he can also jump very high. Out of all the characters that you're gonna be able to potentially partner with, movement-wise, Grant is the most versatile. Well, there's also that other character. So yeah, this is one of the new things that Castlevania 3 introduced. Being able to play as different characters, which increases its replayability that much more. Instead of not just you being able to take different routes, you could also play as different characters depending on the routes you go. So it's great. It's a wonderful idea. Sadly, and this is the saddest part. Out of all the classic Castlevania games, we're just speaking the classic mainline, this is the only game that did this. I don't know why. Wait, that's not true. Kind of. There is also Rondo of Blood. Rondo of Blood allows you to play as another character, but it's the only game for sure where you're able to play as two characters and you can switch simultaneously. So yeah, there's that. I really wish other classic Castlevania games were able to do that, but I understand why. I think it was a question of limitation. So anyways, that's fun. Going back to the creator himself, Hitoshi Akamatsu. Hitoshi Akamatsu had a goal, had a vision of what he wanted to do as a game developer. Let's just wait for a moment for the stage segment to pass, and I'll tell you why. Alright. I think this song is called Mad Forest. It's really good. I love this one too. These owls are creepy. Anyways, going back to Hitoshi Akamatsu, he had a vision, he had a quest, and he set out for blood. Meaning, he wanted to outperform a certain franchise that was doing better, sales-wise, in the Konami gaming department. Well, at Konami. And if you saw the first Castlevania Let's Play, you will know exactly which franchise I am referring to. Of course, I'm referring to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He wanted to do better than that. And he didn't succeed. It's a damn shame, because out of all the Castlevanias, well, he only made 3. Out of the first 3 that he made, the only ones he made, the third one is the most polished, the most refined, the most energetic, the most breathtaking out of all the Castlevania games. Now, if you don't know anything about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, you have to understand this is the 80s. And in American markets, I don't know about Japan, I don't know if it was popular, but I know for America, it was really popular. Really popular. It was like the go-to thing, you know? It was everywhere. There's a TV show, there's a movie, there's merchandise. Of course, the kids who were a fan of the shows were like, oh yeah, there was a comic too. They were like, oh yeah, I want the video game too. When you compare that to Castlevania, Castlevania's like, well, We're only a video game franchise. We're not a comic book. We're not a TV show. We're not even a movie. So when you factor that in, I touched my mic there for a moment. When you factor that in, you realize that it didn't have a chance. But what I will say about Castlevania 3, and even the other two, even Simon's Quest, which is the second game, which I also happen to remember its title now, is that people, when they think of Konami, when they think of the classic games they created, one of the franchises they're going to think of is Castlevania. Not the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh yeah, there's some good games that they made. I think they made a couple of PS2 games that I enjoyed as a kid. But if we're looking at a holistic level of what's going to be remembered, it's going to be Castlevania. And you know what? Even though Hitoshi Akamatsu doesn't develop any more Castlevania games, I think he's going to be okay with them. So yeah, gameplay-wise, legacy-wise, it's just going to outlive it. I didn't even get to talk about the second boss here. Whatever, that was the Cyclops. He's really easy with Grand Dynasty. As you saw there, I was standing on a block and I was just throwing daggers at him. That's all you need to do. And now for our new character, Spyha Belnades. Sure. Alright, we have a new character. Spyha. She's basically the mage of the video game. She can't take many hits. Her movement is rather slow. However, if you get the right sub-weapons, like I'm carrying here, the flame, she can hit the hardest out of all the characters that you're able to get. It's a bit... It's kind of sad that you won't be able... You can only use 2 characters at a time. You can't collect them all like a Pokemon figure and just like, oh, I'm just gonna switch to Grant. I'm gonna switch to Alucard. Oh, spoiler alert, that's the next character. But well, actually, we're not even gonna see him in this playthrough. Yeah, that's the other character you can get, Alucard. Alucard is the son of Dracula. And his main shtick is that he's able to turn into a bat and can fly whatever, breaking the stage if you have enough hearts. But also, he can throw at a fully leveled weapon usage thing. I don't know what it's called. Weapon power-up. He can also throw 3 fireballs. Here's Spyha's other sub-weapon. I think they're lightning balls, but it doesn't look anything like lightning. It's just blue orbs, but yeah, whatever. So yeah, it's a shame that you can't get more characters. I can only think of 2 reasons as to why that is. Cartridge limitation, so there just wasn't enough space to do that. Then again, I don't know much about how much a cartridge can hold and whether or not you could do certain things or whatnot. But the more reasonable explanation, I think, it was to not break the game. Maybe. So yeah, it's a shame. You know, if I was a kid And, you know, I'm like, oh, I like Grant. Oh, I like Spyha. Oh, I like Alucard. And then you're like told, oh, I'm sorry, you're going to have to abandon one of them. You know, I would be like, oh, well, that sucks. I feel really sad now. Just lost a friend. Anyways, this stage that we're at, the pirate ship. This is not a fun stage. This stage was really difficult for me. I died so many times, as you could already see already if you're observant, have been observant. There's been some hard cuts throughout the recording of this game. It was just really difficult. We're now on to the another boss, Medusa, who is back again. She is pretty easy, just like the first game. My recommendation is to have holy water and to whip while you're crouching.
Nani?
Ah, but that's not the end of the stage. Such a neat idea to lull the player into thinking, hey, we're done. And it's like, nah, no you're not, buddy. We still got a long ways to go. You know what you're talking about. Don't get too comfortable. One of the things I forgot to mention... Oh, wait, before I do. Those bone men who carry what looks like a rapier, they are one of the most annoying enemies to deal with. They have an extremely long reach, and it almost feels, I haven't verified, it almost feels as if they have a longer reach than your fully upgraded whip. Very annoying to deal with. Okay, one of the things I forgot to mention, or more like what I could have elaborated, is... Remember how I mentioned in the first part that the first Castlevania 3, why did I choose the Japanese version instead of the American version? And the two reasons I gave was the music and that it's easier. Well, I don't think I mentioned it, but the music, it uses a very special coprocessor chip that allows the music to have more sound channels to give its music much more vibrancy than what is capable on the original system. Now you might be wondering, well, how come the American version, why didn't it get its music enhancement? Why does it have a considered lesser version of the music installed? Well, from what I recall, I think the American Nintendo just simply wasn't capable of producing such music. And so you have what's considered by many fans lesser. There are those who prefer Castlevania 3, the NES version or / American version, but yeah. The Ravens too, they're just so much more annoying. They're a lot more unpredictable than the first Castlevania game. They really gave it more intelligence, and they're much more annoying. In case you're wondering, or you're curious, there are two other games you could listen to that has the chip. Did I even mention the chip? Whatever. The VRC6 chip. There's two other games that use this chip. Esper Dream 2 and Morio Senki Madara. Alright, we're on to our next boss. There's two more bosses in this stage. We have the Mummy Men, who act just the same as they did in the first game, except they have less health, I think. And then we have The Cyclops, again, I think. Yes, we do. The Cyclops is going to be a lot more difficult considering we don't have Grant Dynasty as a character to play. So my recommendation here is that if you don't have Grant, and well, as you can see, my health is... if I take one more hit, I'm going to die. What I did here is that I use axes, and then I sort of roll them in so that I can whip him a couple of times. You can also use Spyha and her flame sub-weapon. But other than that, yeah, that's all there is to it. Thankfully, there's these platforms that you can jump on, and the Cyclops won't be able to do anything against you. While we're here, wait, perhaps I should mention in the next part. It seems to me we're about to finish the Cyclops. And there you go. It's a little bit tedious if you have low health, but better be safe than sorry. And thank you for watching the second part of my Let's Play of Castlevania 3. Till next time.